Alright, so look, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Jordxn. In today's video, I'm back with another vocal melody hack for you, and even a person that disliked this video. I appreciate you too, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you. In this vocal melody hack video, we back with part 3 of how to find your sound, and I had to do a part 3 because there's a lot of factors that play into finding your sound, and a lot of artists out here still trying to figure out their sound, find themselves, experimenting and stuff like that, and I want to help you, man. So we can go a little bit further into this concept, so let's talk about it. First thing, when it comes to finding your sound, you got to ask yourself these 2 questions. What is the sound you want, and is it attainable? A lot of artists don't know what sound they're looking for. They just say, I want to sound like Travis, I want to sound like Lil Baby, I want to sound like Drake, I want to sound like Juice WRLD, I want to sound like Ian Dior, I want to sound like 24K Golden, I want to sound like The Baby, and XYZ and XYZ and XYZ and XYZ and XYZ, but they never figure out what exactly they want from that person's sound. People would often say things that are like very vague and very open to like interpretation. All right, people are like, I want my vocals to be clean like this, I want my vocals to be clean like that, but people don't understand that clean could mean different things to different people. All right, so we need to look at it. Do we like how the vocals sound compressed? Do we like how the vocals are EQ'd? Do we like the saturation? Do we like the pitch correction? Do we like the amount of reverb? Do we like the delay? Like, what do we like about the vocals? You know what I'm saying? About the sound, because most people don't understand that majority of these rappers' sounds come from their voice. You, the rapper, 80%, 90% of your sound really depends on your voice, right? Your voice, all right? Your voice is not gonna change, all right? Like, it's not a plugin out there that can just make your voice sound super fucking amazing. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like Autotune and ways to in real time and stuff like that, it only works to an extent. But when it comes down to it, what was I gonna say? Like, when it comes down to it, it's gonna depend on you. The plugins and stuff enhance it. The microphones enhance your sound, all right? It don't really just alter your voice that much, because I'ma sound the way I sound regardless. You know what I'm saying? I've recorded with damn near everybody that sells templates on YouTube. I recorded with all their templates, all their presets, and guess what? I sounded the same unless I switched up my voice. I switched up the tone and the approach on my voice. You know what I'm saying? But that's just another video. So when it comes to you finding out your sound, we got to figure out what you want. All right, what do you want? Is it attainable? Do you want to have more of a southern sound? All right, you might be from up north, you might be from the Midwest, you might be from the West. You know what I'm saying? You might want to have more of a southern sound. So are the beats you're gonna pick more southern? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna incorporate more southern type beats into your production? Are you gonna start using southern lingo? Are you gonna start speaking with kind of like a southern draw, something like that? Like, are you gonna try to embrace being southern? All right, because that plays a part in it. Because I sound like I'm from the South, right? Because I'm from the South, you know. So if I want to have more of a northern sound, I'm gonna have to like reduce my southern accent. Like, I'm gonna have to try to talk proper as fuck, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Try to shed some of the accent. I might have to use some north production, you know what I'm saying, like to kind of have like a northern vibe, you know what I'm saying, like a drill type vibe. But that just depends on what I want. I could take like the southern and mix it with the drill and come up with like the southern version of drill, because drill evolved from Chicago rap, then it went to the UK, then it went to New York, and you know what I'm saying, it can move again. Like, so let's just picture like this like R&B drill, melodic drill now. Like, it's crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's all about finding something that you like and figuring out why you like it and trying your best to get it, because some of the sounds that people want, they're obtainable, but people aren't willing to do everything it takes to get there, because it's not easy. All right, establishing a sound, finding the sound, it's not easy, because most artists get caught up in the fact of copying their favorite artist to the T, being like an exact replica of their favorite artist. If you want to do that, that's cool, have fun. But if you want to like take your favorite rappers' influences and bring them into you, So this is what you gotta do. Like if you want to be like Juice WRLD, instead of just copying Juice WRLD songs, melodies, cadences, and just content that he rapped about and sung about, go and listen to the people that inspired Juice WRLD. You will understand what made his music hit the way it did, because you could be like, oh, he was influenced by this rock group, this punk rock group, this rapper, this singer. So I listen to all this shit, and now I kind of see what made Juice WRLD make the music he made. So now I can kind of make my own music and pull from that, besides copying or just blatantly just trying to recreate Juice WRLD songs. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do try to use all of Juice WRLD's melodies and cadences and talking points in his songs. That's cool, but it's like, if you want to find your own sound, establish your own, you're gonna want to take bits and pieces from everybody that influences you, inspires you, and make your own thing out of it. And the second tip I got for you when it comes to finding your sound, listen, you're gonna have to try out different microphones. Regardless of what you say, or regardless of what you say in these YouTube videos, all these different microphones exist for a reason. We got $10,000 microphones all the way down to a $10 microphone, and every single microphone in between, they alter your voice, affects your voice differently. All right, some people hate the $10,000 Sony mic because it makes the vocal sound too bright. All right, if a person don't want bright vocals, they're not going to use the $10,000 Sony mic that makes vocals sound bright. But on some people's vocals, it don't make their voice sound bright. Everybody's voice is different. All right, that's what we got to understand when it comes to finding our sound. Your voice is different, my voice is different, and the person that disliked this video, their voice is different as well. So it's not gonna be just one set cheat code or just secret microphone that you should record with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this microphone sound completely different from my Aston Spirit, my Audio 320, the 220, the Slate digital microphone I got, the Snowball microphone I got, the Blue Yeti microphone I got a $10 microphone in the closet, and it's gonna sound completely different. I'm gonna get different sounds with each different microphone because they affect my voice differently. Smaller microphones are usually brighter. Larger microphones, they're more balanced. And then we have dynamic microphones. Dynamic microphones, it's like the Shure mic. That's a dynamic microphone. You know what I'm saying? It's not really bright. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bright microphone. So it's like, microphones vary. So if you can't afford to buy 2 or 3 different microphones, go to different studios within your city. Go to like some other people that have home studios that's booking time. Just get some sessions, see what kind of microphones they got, and just see what microphones you like. Go to Guitar Center, see if they got microphones in there that's set up. You can test them out, see what they sound like. Book studio time, go to a professional studio. Most professional studios have at least 5 to 10 different microphones in there that you can try out, and just book an hour and try out microphones for the whole entire hour, see what you like. Because you might not like how the Audio Technica 2020 makes your voice sound, even though a lot of people will say this mic is amazing. You might not like how the Rode mic sounds, even though people might say it sounds amazing for their voice, because their voice is their voice and people want different preferences. It's not like one microphone is one size fit all for everybody's voice. You know what I'm saying? Because it's certain microphones I don't like, and if I don't like the microphone, I won't touch the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to like the microphone. I have to be going for a certain vibe or a certain sound. That's the beauty of having different microphones, because like, you can use something else to bring a different vibe into the recording process. Like, if I want my vocals to be a little bit brighter without having an EQ, I'm gonna just bring out a smaller microphone and record, because I know smaller microphones are usually brighter. So I have to go and find small microphones within a budget range that I like the sound. So you go try different microphones, because that's gonna help play into your sound. Because it's like, if this microphone makes your vocals sound like shit, don't use it. Find one that makes your vocals sound amazing. All right, it might be the Neumann 103, it might be the Neumann 102, it might be the U87, it might be a Manley, it might be the Telefunken microphone, it might be a modeling microphone, it might be the Slate mic. It all depends on you. So the first thing we got to understand, your voice is like 80% of the sound. All right, so the thing that you're recording with, which was the microphone, that records your voice. So that's going to be important. That's going to pair with your voice. All right, your voice and the microphone. That's gonna play into your sound drastically. And the third tip when it comes to finding your sound is understanding what plugins help us versus hurt us. All right, it's thousands of plugins out there. What plugins give you the best vocal mixes, the best vocal recording tracks, the best mastering? What gives you the best version of the sound that you're looking for? All right, you might love Autotune Pro, but it sounds ugly on your voice. So guess what you're gonna have to do? Figure out what sounds more natural. If you want it to sound more robotic-y and waves from real time don't do it, figure out what plugin is gonna give you that. All right, if you don't like how the Pro 3 EQ does your vocals for some reason, find another one. Like, you don't have to force yourself to use these plugins that YouTubers use, that your favorite engineers use. Like, everybody is different. Everybody doesn't use the Pro 3 EQ. Everybody doesn't use waves to real time. Everybody doesn't use Autotune Pro. Everybody doesn't use the SSL G compressor. Everybody don't use the L2. All right, like, it's thousands of plugins out there. All right, it's people. I know people that only use Slate plugins. I know people that only use Isotope plugins. Like nothing is set in stone. Nothing is gonna give you the quote unquote professional studio mix for everybody, because most of these professional studios, professional engineers, they're using different plugins. They're using analog gear mixed with plugins. That's the part that people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Future's recording chain, right? Future recording chain, I don't remember what microphone he uses, but I know he uses the Neve 1073 into the Tube Tech, and that's part of his recording chain. You know what I'm saying? That's the main part of it. He records through the Neve into the Tube Tech. All right, and then whatever plugins they add after that, that's part of his chain. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be completely different from a Chris Brown or a SZA or a Kendrick Lamar or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody doesn't use the same exact vocal presets, settings, gear. Like, plugins matter. Analog matters. Like, everything has to be custom tailored to your voice. That's why it's so hard figuring out your sound, what works best for you, because there's a lot of options. So you get lost in the sauce when you're trying to figure out what works best for you. So I'm gonna just say this. So right now, start off, find you 5 to 10 plugins that you love and see what you can get out of those. And if those 5 to 10 plugins that you love not working, start swapping plugins in and out, seeing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because plugins we use can either help us or they can hurt us in the long run, and I want you to be able to win. All right, like, that's it. Like, I want you to be able to win. So figure out what plugins help your sound versus hurt your sound. And the 4th tip I got for you on finding your sound: what's your vocal performance like? All right, are you lazy? Are you boring in the booth? Like, what is it? Because your vocal performance is gonna play heavily into your sound. All right, people like the plugins. I need the plugins. I need the plugins. Like, you can have all the plugins in the world, but if your vocal performance is trash, like, your song is not really gonna be like good. Your sound is not gonna be to the fullest potential it could be, because it's like your vocal performances have to match up to your aesthetic, the brand, the song, the energy in the song. Like, all that goes back to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, your vocal performances, are your vocal performances on point? Because when it comes to finding your sound, the way you deliver words, the enunciation and stuff like that, that's gonna play a part into your sound, especially like if you're consistent with it. All right, consistency goes a long way, especially when the vocal performances. Because if I'm, like, for me example, like, I'm not even a rapper, but I make songs on my channel. So when it comes to me making songs on my channel, I'm more melodic. You know what I'm saying? I'm more playful, kind of with words, or just say words differently. So people expect that from me. So it's like, that puts you with the vibe. I kind of like match the energy to the beat. So I might flow with a different vocal tone. I might flow faster, speed it up, slow it down, draw a word out, say a word funny on purpose. You know, it all depends. So it's like, you gotta look at yourself and be like, yo, on my vocal performances, what do I want people to, what vibe do I want people to pick up when I'm performing, or saying when I'm recording, when they first hear my song? That I would do, like, cause think about it, like, NBA Youngboy. I keep using NBA Youngboy for an example, but it's like, when you listen to Youngboy, you feel you feel the energy, you feel the vibe, and you're not even there because he's matching the energy with the beat, especially like the shit that's up tempo or the shit that he's singing like on some pain shit. You're gonna feel that, you know what I'm saying? That puts you in that vibe, you know, because that's how he recorded it. If you recorded it boring, it wouldn't put you in the vibe regardless if the beat was lit. You would be listening to it, you'd be like, yo, like the beat hard, why ain't he really getting into it, you know? Because like you want to record like you're performing in front of people. That's something you want to put in your mind. So it's like every time you step in front of your microphone in your room, I want you to zone the fuck out and think you're performing in front of 100,000 people that paid $1,000 to see you, and they're all chanting your name, singing your song word for word, because that will help you get a better vocal performance at the end. And the last tip I'm gonna leave you with is put out songs. When it comes to finding your sound, you gotta put out songs. All right, we'll never know what people like about our sound or hate about our sound if we never put the songs out. So we gotta put the songs out. All right, like we get like I don't know what else to say. Like we got to put the songs out. Stop being scared. We got to get the feedback. All right, we got to get the feedback to know what's working and what's not working. All right, and then you got to make a decision. Like if you're making punk rock and punk rock is getting you thousands of streams every time you drop a song, you're getting a lot of engagement on your posts, you're bringing in punk rock fans, you know what I'm saying? You might have found your lane, you might have found your sound, right? It might be the punk rock wave, right? That might be what you good at, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people ignore the stuff they're good at because they feel they're good at it, and they want to try to do other things too because they think they are so versatile at everything. Just because they're good at one thing, that means they're gonna be great at everything else. Like you might be great at punk rock, but you might suck at boom bap. You know what I'm saying? Like which one do you spend your energy on? All right, that's gonna be the hard part because your pride is gonna say, your ego is gonna say, I don't suck at this. People just they're not hearing it. Like why my punk rock fans not listening to my boom bap? And people gotta understand and answer that question themselves, because it's like punk rock people are not really fans of like the boom bap. You might have people that are, but it's like your fans know you for one thing and they expect that one thing from you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you always gonna have to make a decision when it comes to finding your sound, because it's like you can't search forever. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make a decision at some point, because you're gonna get a song that goes do some numbers. You're gonna drop a project that might bring in some fans, and those fans are gonna want you to keep evolving your sound, keep evolving your content within a lane that they found you in. You know what I'm saying? It's like Drake, for example. Drake has a lane. Drake does the rapping, singing stuff. His albums all have a consistent type of vibe to it. The content evolves every album. He steps outside of his lane and does features. He does drill, dance hall, all this other different shit, whatever. But it's like he even did like a project with Future, but when he drops his albums, you know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? So that's some of the shit that I need y'all to think about when it comes to chasing your dreams, finding your sound and stuff like that. Just think about some of them tips that I talked about in this video, because I want you to take some of the pressure off yourself, all right? And really sit back and see what it is that you want to do. Have you tried all the options that you have available? You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people say, I don't have the gear, I don't have the gear, I don't have the gear, I don't have the gear. Find a way to get some money and get around the gear. Buy the gear, book studio time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ways around it. Like, we got to stop making excuses. But listen, finding your sound is one of the best things that you can do. So I wish you luck upon your journey. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back with part 4, because I could have made this video way longer, but I don't really feel like talking. But listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Jordxn. I'm out of here. Alright, cool.